Whoops. Well, I got an entry. I don't know if it's playing or not, though. I'm going to check. It says playing live. It says playing live. Yep, we're on.
We're the
There
proud,
we go.
we're the free, we're the hope, we're the dreams. We are strong, we are true, yeah, me and you. Oh, we're red, white, and blue. We're red, white, and blue. Red, white, and red, white, and blue. We're red, white, and blue.
What is up, everybody? Red Friday podcast. Alan Beal here. We are back. We're got a little practice run going on this Friday. It's Red Friday. Red Friday. Remember, everyone deployed. There's a reason for that. We've got troops deployed, and we're going to talk a little bit about Venezuela later on down the road because we know we got troops down in that area. I want to talk about joining me on this Red Friday podcast. My dear friend Anthony Stevens, Big Country, is in the house.
Good morning.
Carl
Good
Johnson
morning.
is in the house, and we've got another special guest. Carlos Alvarado's here. Carlos, you've got a buddy
Hey,
with
Bo.
you. How you guys doing? You're down in Navarre, Florida.
Down in Navarre, Florida, Rob Reyes here. He's the owner of La Sala and Stripes.
Stripes Bar and Grill, veteran owned and operated. And Carlos, you've got a spirits company, and we're going to talk about your spirits company and your mission there with that. There's Carl Johnson. He's back. So we are live streaming over on Armed Forces Brewing Company Facebook page, X, formerly known as Twitter, LinkedIn, and on YouTube. So I want to give everybody a little bit of an update. Guys, first of all, I want to thank you for joining here. Red Friday podcast is going to be on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday. We got a whole bunch of different shows coming up, from everything about beer, but all veterans issues. Gosh, we're going to talk about this UAP stuff that's going on, that's hit Congress and hitting the country by storm. We got all sorts of stuff, all sorts of episodes planned. So you guys out there can join us on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the Red Friday podcast. Big Country,
Hey,
how's
man.
it going? Where
It's
you at?
good, man. Where's Carl? Where Carl go?
He's popping on and off. We'll look for him coming back on.
All right.
Quick
Elon,
update. What now? Quick update on Armed Forces Brewing Company, because I know a lot of people want to know. We got beer in the tanks, folks. We had quite the interruption there. We were anticipating our beer being out around October 7th. That did not happen. And we got it back on track now. So we got preamble and grunt in the tanks, and that's started today brewing. And we should have that about mid-December, it looks like. Usually about 30 days brew time and packaging time on that. We've got a new online ordering platform. So those of you who don't have distribution in your state, you're going to be able to order it online. This is 45 states in the District of Columbia. So we've actually progressed with our direct-to-consumer deal there. And of course, we're going to launch in Texas with a big focus on the Fort Hood area. Anybody been to Fort Hood?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Twice.
it's a city. It's a city within Texas, Fort Hood. So we're looking forward to that. I know that the merchandise store is going to be back up and running here shortly as well. So look for that. And I want to thank everybody for their patience on this as we get the company moving forward and everything. Anyway, so guys, let's talk a little bit about this Venezuela thing going on, because that's a huge topic right now. It's Red Friday. We know we've got troops over there waiting in the wings. We know the Navy's there. Anthony, you kind of threw out a number there. The percentage
Yeah,
of ships.
I've got a subject matter expert that just rolled into town. He flew in this afternoon. Some of you guys might know him. I'm going to bring him in real quick. We got to get him through security real quick. But I think you guys will be glad to see him. Guys,
That's
Mr.
Jason Ice.
Hicks. That's Jason Ikes, Green Beret. Just came into town this afternoon, late this evening. But yeah, we've got some numbers on the Venezuela. Looks like we've got about 23-24% of the fleet down in the Caribbean right now. And I think we got deployed troops over in Puerto Rico on standby. And Jason's been watching the Vegas line, and it's 15-1 right now that he's out by December. So $100 gets you $1,500 that he'll be out of power by the 1st of December, right?
No, that was the 31st. Actually, the end of this month. It's 5-1 by December 31st. And so, yeah, you can make some money on Polymarket betting on whether or not Maduro is going to be in power. The last line was March 31st. So I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but during the election cycle, there was a lot of money being bet on whether Kamala Harris was going to win or Donald Trump. And there was a lot of money on the line. This is another one of those instances. Right now, there's like there's $9.4 million being bet on whether Maduro is going to be in power by March 31st. So, yeah, it's interesting. But what just happened was Marco Rubio came out and said, hey, we put strike packages together and laid them out before the president. So that might move up the price. It was 16 cents to buy the December 31st bet. It's now 17 cents since this morning. I'm sure that's going to go up. The margin for that bet on Polymarket as people start to realize that
All hell's about to break loose.
that the president has strike packages ready to go. So we'll see if Maduro decides to take off. Someone should start a betting pool on where he's going to flee to: Russia, China, Colombia. They've already said Brazil. Brazil's already said Lula said, "Hey, you can come here." We're like,
Oh,
so,
Will he go to
we
Cuba?
might have to do a clean sweep down there.
and I've got just to let you know, over in Tate's Hell, where I'm at in North Florida, we've got some used cigar boats. Got 4 engines on the back of them. They've got a little bit of damage, fiberglass damage, but we're going to get them fiberglassed up and repainted. And they come with a job. If you can make it to the Keys and back, we'll pay for your boat.
Is that what the flow and fishing flow is really about?
So will he go to Cuba? Will he go to China? Or will he go to Russia? Are we taking bets on that too?
I didn't catch that. Did you catch that?
I didn't hear.
You broke
He
up.
broke up.
Will he go to Cuba? Maduro, will he flee to Cuba, Russia, or China?
Yeah. I would throw Brazil in there, but if you only get 3 options, I would say Cuba, China, or Brazil. Those would be my 3.
Okay.
Carlos, what you think?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Up,
Yep. You
man.
hear me? I agree with you.
Or will they kill him on the way? Will they get him on the way?
Might give you
Or will
more.
his own people kill him?
Yeah,
I mean,
that too.
He's got a bounty, I think it's up to 50 million right
That's
now.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I'm surprised no
Well,
one's
or
taken
do
him
they-
out yet.
Right.
Or did it Malaysian Airlines, as he's trying to get out? I don't know if you remember
Wow.
that plane that disappeared.
Yeah.
I think you were talking about UAPs. I think it's something to do with UAPs.
Carl, what kind of contingency you think they have going in down there?
Well, I think a whole lot's been going on. I think a whole lot of planning's been going on. I believe that, well, in the case of Venezuela, we can bet on when, not if it's going to happen, regime change, but when. And we saw, for those of us that served and got caught up in a lot of wars where we tried to do regime change the right way, we're very good at deinstalling governments, and we're very good at bringing armies to their knees. What we haven't been good at in the past, and this is because I believe really because we've been on the other side of the globe fighting other wars that we shouldn't be in, is that nation building. But here we are. The beautiful thing about what we're doing now is this is in our own hemisphere, and we realize that regional stability is more important than anything else right now. So the fact that way down in Venezuela, it means something to the United States right now, enough for our president to put all of that around it right now, and basically probably just commit some sort of stranglehold or try to create something there that forces a response from the Maduro regime. Whatever happens, it's just a matter of time. So what I think of is, I pray to God above that it's done as peacefully as possible. And then I also hope that for our sake, for the same reason why we and those who came before us to settle this great country, that we create a great relationship with the new Venezuela, and that we have this wonderful partner in the Southern Hemisphere here where we live, that has been waiting for us, frankly, to come free them up and unleash all of this economic and other great powers that the country of Venezuela has. I certainly hope it goes as peaceful as possible, but I'll tell you from what I've seen, just based on my experience in the past, I think a whole lot of, the more we sit there and collect and create the operational picture there, the more time we have, the more I think it's real that it's going to happen. I don't think anything's going to pull them off, but hey, I hope so. I hope we find a solution to this one. And it's crazy, isn't it? Like, we never thought of Venezuela. I remember I had some friends from Venezuela way back in the day when I was in college undergrad. And back then, Venezuela was this awesome country. Like, they would come to the U.S. and talk about how great it was where they were from. And I always thought, because I minored in Spanish, and I would meet these people from Venezuela when I was going to school, and I'd be like, dang, I want to go there. This place sounds like paradise. So I'm kind of happy that it's going to get unleashed, Alan and everybody. And I frankly, I want to go see what it's about, but it's going to be a transition. We're going to deal with the same kind of things we had to deal with during the global war on terror, but I like to think we're better at it. And in this case, we're trying to prevent human trafficking and narco trafficking from going into the U.S. And it all starts in Venezuela with Cartel de los Soles and the Tren de Aragua. So we know what we're going after. That's why we declared them foreign terrorist organization.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's
my
kinda
wish is
Go ahead, Anthony. Go ahead.
I said, my wish is everyone that we have deployed comes home safe. I mean, that's my wish. Come home safe to their families.
Is it true that there are Marines down there, or not, in Venezuela, but outside of Venezuela? Is that still
I'll tell you
going
what,
on?
brother, they got we called it the guerrilla package. They got everything you can think of, land, sea, and air, waiting there, doing this, flexing for a lot of reasons. It's projecting power. It's projecting a I guess you could say an hourglass where you just turn it over and our president said that hourglass is going and the sand's going. And if you don't know, go take a look what's off the coast in international waters. So yeah, I think in that respect, it's game on.
Hey, I just got a text message from a groupie. Alan.
A groupie?
MP said to tell you you look mighty sexy in that shirt.
Who?
Who? You?
MP. Michael Paul.
MP. MP. We gotta have him come back on. I know he's a busy guy, but we got to get him back on.
They think Jick is MP.
Yeah. All right. Anything else about Venezuela, guys? I guess we're gonna wait and see. There's a lot of posturing going on there, and we're gonna, like you said, Carl, we're gonna succeed there. That's going to be very interesting. I kind of can't believe that anybody is protesting, dropping bombs or taking out these cartel boats.
And on top of that, Alan, on top of the cartel influence in Venezuela, we've learned over the past 4 to 5 years that the election management systems, the machines they used in Venezuela were the genesis of the same voting machines that were used here in the U.S. And we found out that they actually did forensically cheat in Venezuelan elections. You have in Venezuela almost every single institutional crime that you can speak of has been committed by the Maduro regime. I can't imagine to hear the atrocities when you see when Marxist socialist regimes take over, how many people have lost their lives or are hiding right now in Venezuela. So, so on top of the cartel and narco trafficking and just basically running the criminal regime is one thing, but we have found out, thank God, through the new DOJ that the nexus of control of all the cartels in Mexico and into the U.S. come from Venezuela. And then people also philosophize about where that cartel influence comes from overseas, going into Europe. But no mistake about it, the mothership of all the cartel influence resides in Venezuela. So we knew this was going to happen. We voted for this to clean up our own backyard. I don't know about you guys, but I voted for this.
Yep.
Well, we didn't just vote for this, Carl. This has been in the planning well before November of last year. I mean, this is a meticulous, thought out, long-term plan of action by our leadership, and it's pretty damn impressive. I mean, one of the worries I have is they've had 4 years to basically impregnate our country with cells and armament, and get ready for what's coming. So that's my biggest concern. But I know from experience that this isn't something that's been put together in the last 11 months.
Well, I would not recommend any of those foreign terrorists to go to Panacea, Florida, where Big Country lives. That's the wrong place to try to start. You're going to have everybody there's coming up. If they come where I live in my part of Florida, half the people will offer them a joint and try to sit down with them and rationalize. That won't work. They'll get overpowered. But don't try to start a Marxist revolution or a terrorist anything in McCulloch County. That's what I know. That's the wrong county.
Well, we got some big gators, and Alan likes gators. Carlos, I think you'll eat a gator every now and then, won't you?
Oh, since we're talking about gators real quick, I have a question. I've had alligator twice. The first time I was in it was the first time I was ever in Alabama, first or second time. And I was in Hoover at a restaurant, and they had blackened alligator fingers, meat and like chicken fingers. It was awesome. But if I remember right, they were all white, like totally white, and they were blackened. And I had the second time I had alligator was at a restaurant in Kansas City at the top of the Adams Mark Hotel. I forgot the name of it, but I had it breaded in a coconut breading, and it was flaky, and I had some mint sauce with it or something like that, and that was delicious. The third time I went to try alligator, there's this dark meat. It was.
Yeah.
Is there dark meat on an alligator?
Yeah, that's your legs, your tail's white, your back strap's white, legs and thighs are dark. Matter of fact, we got some thawing out for dinner tonight.
Okay.
But the problem with Kansas City is, man, that's like going to Ontario and eating Apalachicola oysters. That's in the Bible. You don't go to Missouri and eat gator. You don't go to Canada and eat Apalachicola oysters. You are going to hell. I mean, it's like coming down here and trying to order a Chicago pizza at the damn Subway. What the hell's wrong with you?
This was like late 80s, early 90s. It was at the top of the Adams Mark Hotel, and it was a game restaurant, like a fine dining game restaurant. They God, I forgot the name of not Winchester's. I can't even remember. It was so long ago. It was so long ago.
Hell, I wouldn't call it out. I think I'm going to open me a Big Country's fine game restaurant in Sock Choppy, man. We can give them possum on the half shell, armadillo, gator, gar, bear. Hell, I had to run a bear out of the damn yard the other day. That sucker was fat as I am.
Anyway, I really liked it the first 2 times I had it, so I want to eat alligator again. I'm just going to have to come to your neck of the woods and have it there, since you know how to cook it and all that good kind of stuff.
I'll bet it
You're
for
right.
you before you get here. Find out tonight.
I got Jit's from Michigan. I can tell his ass is filet mignon, and he'll be happy. He don't know.
He knows venison, that's for sure. He's up in Michigan. Anyway, all right, guys. I want to turn our attention over to Carlos over here. We want to find out. You guys have a little bit of a reverb going on in the background from the bass and everything, but if I want to talk about Firesides Distillery. And I know Anthony's had some of your spirits, Carlos. So tell us about yourself. Huh?
Yeah,
I got
absolutely.
to turn a brisket. My alarm just went off. But man, they got some of the best damn bourbon in the South. Straight up.
I really appreciate it. We're a group of veterans that put our heads together and wanted to give something back to our community. There are other bourbons for different services. We realized that there wasn't a bourbon for the folks in Air Force Special Operations. So we thought we'd put a bourbon together, and we put a AC-130 gunship on that. And that's just because that's close and near and dear to our hearts. Some of the owners have owned that aircraft, but more importantly, we have a lot of retired folks that either have worked on as maintainers, supported them, whether it be with paperwork, whether it be on the flight line or actually flying those planes. And we thought we'd give something to them. But what we do when we make our bourbon, we're still working on building a distillery, but we are blenders. But our blending process is so unique. We looked across the United States and we think that we might be the only ones blending the way that we do because it's so artesian. It takes a long time. Typically, to blend one barrel, what we do is we take a barrel and we make it better. And that takes about 5 hours. In Big Country, he can attest to that. He had to sit there and put up with us as we were putting it together, blending over and over again and adding a little bit every time to get that right flavor profile. And I tell you, I've sent people on the bourbon trail to find our flavor profile. We can't find it. There might be one that we think that we have, but that costs about $6,000 for that bottle that tastes like ours. So we think it's pretty darn good. And our vision is not just to make money. That's not what this is about. It's about getting people back together again. We've noticed these younger generations of soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Guardians, Coast Guard as well, that they are on their phones a lot. And we're trying to provide a method and a way for them to have a discussion and learn each other again. So start communicating. And we're not really bent on, hey, do you have to drink our bourbon? Absolutely not. We just prefer put the bottle on the table, have a soda, have some water, whatever you like, and have a conversation with one another and get to know each other again. That's what we're really about.
Amen on that communication. We're always we're battle buddies, right? That's what you guys call it. You're right. A lot of communication needs to happen, and I want to know more. Tell us. Are you just doing bourbon? Are you going to do other spirits too, or?
Our plan in the future is to do some other spirits. And we're working on that. Eastern Europe is near and dear to my heart, so I travel back there, and I've been coordinating with them. And there's some unique flavors that they're doing with vodkas and other spirits, and so that's something that we're looking at. We want to bring some of those flavors that don't exist here, bring them here to the U.S. and share with folks. So absolutely, we just right now we're just building slowly and small. We're building underneath Timber Creek Distillery. They've been very generous, allowing us to build under them, and we have a great partnership with those folks. We're just going to continue to build it and see what happens.
So that means we can collaborate on a bourbon aged stout. We've been wanting to make a bourbon aged stout for a long time at Armed Forces Brewing Company.
We're working with St. Michael's Brewery, which is local here to Navarre, and it's here. And working with Mike, he's the owner, and we're providing him 3 of our barrels because he wants to do a bourbon aged beer for his. I believe it's going to be for the summer release. So we're working on that. We want to work with American Brewing Company on that project as well.
Nice. Veteran owned and operated. That where can everybody go? You guys, I'm sure you have a website up, Facebook, all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
got
Where can I
Facebook
get
up,
some over here in
Instagram.
Stewart?
Plug it.
Go to Firesides Distillery.com. So Firesides plural distillery.com. The reason for Firesides is because the gunship shoots from the side of the aircraft. More importantly, there was a bar out the back gate of Herbert Field here in Florida where all the crew members used to go debrief their missions. And when I mean debrief, have a beverage while they're talking. And so that harkens to those folks. It's a big nod to that bar that used to exist. And again, it's about getting people together. But so come visit us at Firesides Distillery. If you're here in Northwest Florida, you'll see the instructions to contact us and get some of our bourbon. If you're living a little further away, we have another way to get you bourbon through our online distributor. And you can find it here at Stripes Pub and Grill. You can also find it at the Shalimar Point Golf Club and at the Stick and Rudder Restaurant up at the Crestview Airport. Come see us.
Yeah, tell us about Stripes. I'm coming to visit as soon as I can. Tell us about Stripes.
Well, Stripes has been around for, we're going on our 12th year. And I opened this, I've had guys tell me, they're like, you've been talking about this for 30 years and when you were still active duty. And I did fly on the gunships. I was a gunner on the gunships. Prior to that, I was a Black Hawk gunner in a previous life. And all these guys were like, we wanted to open a bar. And I did, not knowing that I was going to be successful. Here we are 12 years later. And my thing, and a lot of it harkens to what Carlos says here. The one thing that I've done throughout the 12 years that I've been open is to try to do things for military. We just had a military meeting yesterday at Stripes. We have the Fisher House from the Emerald Coast, something we support. But Stripes has been just working throughout the whole time. It's a military themed sports bar, so we've got everything in there. We are a locals place, and these guys come by. We got, I don't know if you know too much about this area here, but we are all military. I mean, we got the Army, we got the Navy, we got the Marines, we got the Air Force. Everyone's here, so we've got a great place, and that restaurant has been loved by the community, and I love it too.
There's something for everybody in Stripes. I'm telling you, no matter what service that you served in, you come in, you're going to feel at home. You're going to see something on the wall or hanging from the ceiling that Rob's collected. And boy, I'm telling you, you'll feel right at home.
Rob, website. So everybody can go to it.
Stripespub.com. Easy.
Awesome.
And got the best Reuben in North Florida that I've had. It is absolutely awesome, Shane. Hey, Carlos, I'll throw you out under the bus. February the 19th in Navarre at Rob's place. What you guys got going on?
That's right. So February 19th here in Navarre, Florida at La Sala, we're putting on a festival. And Six Gun Sal's going to be playing for everybody. If you haven't heard of Six Gun Sal, go on YouTube and look them up, man. They are a patriotic band. I tell you, don't hold it against them. They're from California because they are incredibly patriotic. They're coming out and going to play for you. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have beverages, also food from Stripes, beverages from Stripes. We'll have some of our bourbon, and you're going to have some incredible music. So come on out. And let's have some fun. And it's for the Northwest Florida Panhandle. Again, let's support our military. We'll probably have some silent auction, some things to, for folks to bid on. And let's have some fun with it.
Give the date on that again, Carlos.
February 19th, 2026. So this coming February on the 19th. Should be a Friday.
Awesome.
Yes, Friday or Saturday. I can't remember. But
Yeah.
we're going to be there. Armed Forces is actually committed to a little bit of sponsorship there. So they're going to be in the house since they finally got some beer in the back. And hopefully we'll be able to serve some Armed Forces brewery. Rob serves it. Hopefully we can bootleg him a keg before February over to his place. And Carl and Miss Amanda Freds will be up there, and Fish and Flow, and we're gonna have a blast. But I'm gonna throw it back. Six Gun, I got them scheduled. Six Gun Sal, we got them scheduled in Sock Choppy on Valentine's Day in Wakulla County, Florida. So we're gonna rock the Baptist.
I love it. They're a great. I went out and Googled them too when you guys told me when we were talking. They're awesome. I love it.
They are. Yeah. Yep, and just correction on the date, it's February 20th. That is a Friday, February 20th, 2026 here in Navarre. Six Gun Sal at La Sala.
Okay.
Nice venue and plenty of parking. And I'm gonna go get one of Rob's Reubens before we go in.
There you go.
I'm telling you.
Good choice.
I love it. I love it. All right, guys. I'll tell you what. Next Friday, Carlito and Anthony, you guys are going to be back on. You're bringing the team on from Fish and Flow. You guys got a really cool thing going, and I want to thank you for bringing me down to Florida. That I had never been like sea fishing before, and because I'm a Nebraska guy, Midwest, lots of catfish growing up, but nothing like sea fishing. It's a totally different ball game, and I mean, gosh, we had a blast down there. Going out on the boat there and fishing with you guys and talking shop and the amberjack and the barracuda that we caught. First time seeing a barracuda.
Yeah, it was great. I won't burn. We'll go into probably detail next week, but the show that we, the reason why we really love the Red Friday podcast and what you had going before Alan and then brought back was that it's a Red Friday podcast that really it recognizes veterans, but it's specifically deployed veterans. But every single podcast and every single transmission revolves around veterans. And that's what we are. We are veterans that met each other working in the nonprofit charity space. And so we decided to create a show. But isn't that how these things start? There's life after retirement and there's life after service. But myself, Big Country, Anthony Stevens, guys like Jason Ikes there that you see next to Anthony. We kind of took on this mantra of service for life. So when we retired, it wasn't time to hang up and go cut wood in the back of our property and show everybody that we can still tie end of line bowlines. We wanted to get out and take the great lateral step. I could have got a contracting job, and I know Jason and a lot of other guys out there could have too, but it's a big step into this big world, isn't it? And we jumped off into it after myself 26 years and everybody else here, their fair share of service. But what I'm getting at is the show, we'll talk about that next week. That's going to be fun. But the before the show, why did we come together and make this fishing show? Because we were all in this space. Jason was there. Alan, you were there. We ran into each other because what we were doing as a military veteran community and nonprofit community, and yourself being coming from a family of veterans and then starting a veteran.
Yeah,
Let-
we have haters out there that
Yeah.
accuse me of stolen valor and all that kind of crap. So just
Yeah.
so everybody knows, I didn't serve. I'm not a veteran.
And
But I
that,
come from
and
a
you know,
huge
but we
military
see that.
family.
And so, but there's other ways you serve. And by starting this, something like a brewing company and being from a family of service members, that's your way of serving, because then you could have started a brewing company and never even once acknowledged veterans or their families or what they gave. But the whole spirit of Alan's business is to pay tribute to and honor the armed forces, and also not only to provide great brewed beer and spirits. Alan also has a beverage side of it and does other things as well. And us, Carlos, everybody here listening in out in the world as veterans, appreciate that. So we kind of gravitate toward those things, and that's why good things just seem to happen. I'm from a culture where you just get the right men around, and you're in the right mindset, and you have the same mission. You'd be amazed what men can create and how brave you can be and how you can guarantee you're going to succeed. So I just myself, like really getting out and retiring 10 years ago, I just wanted to keep giving back. I wanted to go out and like find a job and take on the world, and I did that, but I ended up gravitating back to what I always was, which was being around veteran friends, enjoying the beautiful life. When I retired, I know like a lot of people there, I left it in peace. I put a lot of evil bad guys into their graves, and I don't lose 1 second of sleep over it at night, ever. What I do love is I get to hang out with guys like Jason Ladd, Anthony Stevens, Jason Ikes is a part of the crew, and we get to keep on serving for life. So we get to either do nonprofit work and give back. With Armed Forces Brewing Company, last year in 2024, we fed thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of LEO and first responders nationwide. We always fought for things like border security, rights and freedoms, election integrity. We got involved after we retired, and I don't knock guys who stay into that existence. I had a nice job and a cush job lined up for me, and I just wanted to not do that. I just wanted to find another way to serve, because it's in our DNA to serve. Even Carlos's business, you can see what's around it, the core of it. It's going to be a successful business, and it is, because the principles that created that veteran-owned business, we know what they are. Already, I don't have to know Carlos. I'm sure we chewed some of the same dirt, but I know for a fact that he's got a great business. So this type of podcast, I love it. It's it's to recognize the deployed soldiers now, and we got a shit ton of them down in Venezuela, and others 4,000 miles from here on other sides of the world. So appreciate all of the things that led us up to this fishing show called Fish and Flow. That Alan was our first episode. It went great. We've shot 4 episodes, and we'll talk about those. And whether or not we make a penny or not of it, we haven't made anything so far, but it doesn't matter. We're going out fishing, like Alan says, and we're bringing these great boat guests, and we're having a blast. And for one day of Alan's crazy life, getting out of Norfolk, starting his business, we wanted to give Alan one day, because he's such a great Patriot CEO, and we said, come to our fishing show And for one, you're just going to forget about it. We're going to take you out and we're just going to talk about what's going on in your life and we're going to have a blast. That's how Floridians handle business. So that's what Alan's talking about. But more importantly, it's veteran owned, but it's not like veteran crush. We have our guests are a variety of guests. We've had Alan on. We've had DJ Daniel. DJ Daniel, the courageous young man who had cancer, brain cancer, and at the inauguration, he was sworn into the Secret Service. We got to know him really good. And Wakulla County, where Anthony lives, received DJ Daniel on like a 5 or 6 day tour, and there was so much involved. It was so awesome, and we got to be a part of that and like capture it on the show. So that's an example of an episode that's coming up. Tito Ortiz, 6-time UFC world champion, was a boat guest. Tito,
Yeah.
it was a great boat guest, knows how to fish, was amazing. And wait till you hear his story. Patrick Byrne, the founder and CEO of Overstock.com, an entrepreneur that's put his entire fortune into the freedom movement. The other ones we have planned, we're going to have Tom Homan. We're going to have some other big names that you've seen. So we just are regular guys, but we got these awesome connections, don't we, Jason, in Big Country? And we can make these people come fish with us for a day. So it's kind of neat. They don't charge us anything because they know who we are, but we get to have a blast and we capture it and we make it a show. So that's what it's about.
And now that we've got beer dropped, we can supply you with some beer
Right.
too. I mean, fishing and beer, they kind of go hand in hand.
They have
Hey,
to,
you
yeah.
guys watch Carl's eyes roll back in his head when I say this. Now we're going to be in Navarre on the 20th of February. We can get Alan and Carlos and Carlito, J-Lad, myself, and a special guest on the boat either before or after the event. That's some damn good fishing over around Navarre and Destin now, especially that time of year. Everything's in close.
Would love to go back there. Would love to.
Now, I
Man,
know
that's-
Carlos
that-
probably can't handle it. He's Air Force. He'll probably get seasick or airsick.
So is that where Navarre is? I haven't looked it up on a map yet. It's over by Destin.
Yeah, it's in
beautiful,
between.
yes.
Man,
Sola.
Brian
But,
Noblock on our advisory board. He's a Marine. I went to his wedding there in Destin. I couldn't believe it was like paradise there. It's the white sand and the crystal clear green water. And I was just like, oh my God, I don't want to leave here. Go ahead, Carlos.
That's
You were
right.
gonna say something.
I was just going to say for big country there, slow your roll, Airborne. Better beat your boots here in a little bit.
Brother, I'm a nasty ass leg. I ain't gonna jump out no aircraft. So this guy over here is Carl. I mean, they'll do it. But man, we look forward to it. And actually, I might try to put us together a fishing trip over there just for fun, since we're all gonna be together. We've got a buddy over there with Simplified Charters, Dustin Wilkes, and I'll reach out to him, man. He runs a hell of a offshore charter, and if he can't put you on fish, it's because you're fishing in the parking lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, you've got some folks here. I've got neighbors that are ready to go. They just say, anytime we're ready to go, they're ready to take us in.
Carl, I never fished with Air Force. Hell, they probably got room service for the yachting.
Well, we got everything, right? We got tea and crumpets, and we got to take breaks. And,
Did you hold your finger out like that, buddy?
yeah, you got to go to school for that.
They already got a fish caught on the line.
Yeah.
So I think
I'm getting dinged by Michael Paul for the Air Force jokes.
That's what it's me, Elvis. That's okay.
I'd like to throw something out there. What if Armed Forces Brewing Company put a poll up on what they should name a donor-led initiative for beer brew for the guys deployed around Venezuela? A batch of beer were donated to the guys deployed over there in Puerto Rico and Trinidad. And, she put something with caffeine in it, right? So something like Caracas Express or something should be the name, but maybe put a poll up and see what you get.
Well, they're gonna be down around Colombia. We
Yeah.
put some cocaine in it.
Oh,
Oh my God.
I'm joking. Yeah, there comes your real part. Yeah, we're gonna catch hell on that one. I'm sorry.
Now you
Or
got
that
my
white-
wheels
white
turning. I'm
powder
trying to
that-
think of a
oh,
name of a beer for that.
Mm.
But
yeah, there's gotta be a few. I'll put. I think Caracas Express would be one. Mad Dog Maduro, maybe another. You guys gotta have some creativity here. Let's see what you got.
That's right. And Carlos, I mean, hell, we can come up with a bottle. Carlos, did you talk about the soft choppy brew that you've been cooking?
Well, yeah, say that again.
Did you talk about the soft choppy blend that you're working on?
No, we haven't. So we've been R&Ding, trying to come up with a honey bourbon, and
ooh,
thanks to Big Country and the Tupelo honey that only comes from Apalachicola, the only place that we know of. And we're putting a honey bourbon together. We R&D'd it. Big Country got to taste it. We went through a couple of iterations. And man, I'm telling you, our bourbon with Tupelo honey in it is fantastic. We're looking
That's how
at
it's
that.
done.
Making my mouth water already.
me too. I'm salivating just thinking about that. Whew.
Yeah, it's.
Hey, I'll tell you what, guys, y'all got to come over here and work with Carlos because he mixes his own thing. But you start drinking whiskey at 5:30 in the morning. You don't get a bagel, you get bourbon, buddy.
That's right. Unlike the rest of the airport, I had Big Country work early, and I didn't miss movement, but maybe Big Country had showed up just a little bit late. But yeah, we were in early in the morning just to try and beat that heat here in Northwest Florida, the heat humidity, because when we blend, we're blended in the elements. We're not doing air conditioning or anything like that. Everything's open, and we're just trying to beat the heat. So Big Country had to take a knee. He had to face out, drink some water, and but we got him back up and running. So it was all right.
Okay. We're all good? No, you're not getting away. Okay, they changed the blend 17 times. That means within an hour and a half, you took 17 shots of whiskey.
Really?
Now, I didn't realize they were sipping. Look at my big ass. You don't walk by a 4-piece Kentucky Fried Chicken without eating the whole thing. So I thought we were doing shots. Yeah, it wasn't shots. They were sipping. I was drinking.
17.
Yeah, and that's a testament to what we were doing. We got to get it right, and if it's not right, we're bottling it. And so that's why it takes so long, and that's why other distilleries won't do what we're doing, because and we time is money, but for us, it's a quality over quantity. So we're taking some of the soft truths and we're applying it to bourbon. So yeah, get ready for a T-shirt to come out with the bourbon truths on it.
Nice.
Can't wait. Where did Carl go?
I'm not sure.
You might be on baby duty.
Well, I want to tell you though, watching them bitch, and I'm sure at the brewery, it was like being in a chemistry physics lab with Carlos and those guys. I mean, it was scientific. It was, one guy there, I can't mention his name because I can't remember it. But he is a wine taster from Europe, correct, Carlos?
Yeah, he's a
Certified.
sommelier. Mm-hmm. He is. So he's renowned for Portuguese wine. So again, we weren't messing around when we put this blend together, and just for him to get a European sommelier is an incredible feat for him to do that. So that took him quite a while of time to achieve that sommelier ranking. But yeah, it's phenomenal, and we. That was what made it for us, is that he gave us the approval and said this is good. And I tell you, he was leading the charge with the 17 different blends that we were going, and you know, it was a ton of fun, just a ton of fun.
Sounds like it. Did we lose Carlito?
I think we did. I think we did. I don't know. Elon's launching some stuff over here this afternoon, but I'm having trouble with my Starlink tonight. So.
Well, so what did you guys end up? I want to ask you before we go, but what did you guys end up doing for Veterans Day? Carlos, what did you guys do for Veterans Day?
We took it really easy. We got up, had some coffee, and then this was one of the first times I've been able to spend time with my wife, and so we just kind of had made an easy day of it. Went and had a breakfast, and enjoyed each other's company. Then we went out and drove around and had lunch. Took in a movie. Nothing too crazy. But it was just some quality time. My wife is a veteran as well. So it was
wow.
nice to see her. And really, it was low key, not too big a deal. But I tell you, it was quality time. It was very much needed. And I do need to spend more time with her. And that was a perfect opportunity to do that.
Carl, what'd you end up doing for Veterans Day?
Veterans Day. I got to hang out with my baby daughter, and then my family gave me like a really awesome dinner and reception. I got to drop my car off, I think, at a shop. I'm doing a bunch of stuff to my car. So if you ever know that, once you get back into that, that becomes your like obsession. So I was going around doing that. But when I came home, yeah, I had a great reception, and really importantly, like a lot of friends, a couple who I had not really had any type of communication with for quite a few years reached out and sent some happy Veterans Days. And that says a lot too, because there are a lot of great friends that I had that I lost contact with since retirement. It's something that I think I've gone through and a lot of veterans go through. And I don't know if it does any good touching back to some of them, but when others reach out, I just like to hear that they're okay. And I like to hear that everything's sailing good for all of us. That's all. So a couple reached out, so that really hit it. It's been a while. So when that happens, you're like, oh, wow, that's really thoughtful of that guy. So yeah, that's the good thing about Veterans Day is we all know each other here and we know what we did. We're family. But getting that touch, I don't know if you've had that from anybody yet. That's a really neat experience years after the fact. So yeah.
Anthony, what'd you guys do?
Man, if I tell you, I'm gonna have to hear about it from Carl. I fleshed out a gator skin all day. Took me about 8 hours to flesh it out and get it salted down and get it ready to tan. So I had a good Veterans Day. He didn't have such a good one. But
that sounds great.
Honestly, I made some phone calls. As some of you guys know, we lost a great friend and buddy last month, and I did a lot of calling.
Let's talk about it.
Checking on some
who did
of
we
my
lose?
friends.
Who'd you guys lose?
We lost Boone. We lost Boone. Boone Cutler was just one hell of a guy, and we lost him the day before we lost Charlie Kirk, or a day after. And we made some phone calls and we talked to some friends, and Boone kind of hit all of us a little hard, but we kind of reaffirmed his Spartan pledge, and. I think Boone kind of hit us all a little hard. So we reached out and, we checked on brothers, we checked on sisters and just make sure everybody's okay.
Yeah, Boone was something special. We have a lot of veteran celebrities out there, and we love those veteran celebrities. They do a lot for us. Some of those veteran celebrities like Boone Cutler, their body of work after retirement spans all of the branches. Everybody knows who Boone Cutler is because he represented soldiers who or veterans after they're done serving. And they have to go on with things. Maybe they brought things with them like TBI, PTSD, or some other war trauma. He was such a champion of advanced therapies or alternative therapies for veterans to explore and maybe be able to have. Boone himself suffered a lot from what happened to him. He did it quietly because he looked so strong, didn't he? But privately, he really physically suffered. You wouldn't believe it. So he kept himself together. It was really a shock to me, but he did have a history of that. That's part of his medical history. So he was doing a lot of the advanced therapies himself to try to buy himself some time. And for like a lot of us veterans who go out and seek things like stem cell or other alternative therapies to help deal with addictions like ANR or TAP therapy, there are so many different types of therapies that are kind of outside of the range of the VA, and Boone was one of those guys that champions those therapies, because sooner or later, if you talk enough about them, they become inculcated, and those in the VA and that have access to them, where right now we don't have access to those types of therapies. So Boone was just amazing. Everybody loved him. A terrible loss, but like Big Country said, we reaffirm our Spartan pledge, and we serve for life. So we've got to be able to honor him. We'll continue to honor him, and just like through your foundation, Alan, that you Armed Forces Veteran or AFPC Veterans Foundation, others that just want to provide service and stability to veterans, ongoing or continuing care to veterans. So that's what Boone represented. So he's a big loss for us, but it just makes us want to take care of ourselves more, reaffirm the pledge, and have a great rest of our lives, you know.
And Carl, we're going to do one, maybe even two, or however many we need to do. We're going to do some Red Friday podcasts specifically on that topic as well. And I, you know, you and I are working on that, and we're gonna we'll let it out and tell everybody, you know, what we're going to be doing with the foundation, and how we're going to dive into these veteran issues out there, especially their quality of life for 2026. There's a lot of groundbreaking stuff going on out there, and you have definitely, you know, you talked about stem cell therapy, and you know, Rob O'Neill's on the ibogaine therapy, and you know, a new documentary just hit Netflix too, with a bunch of SEALs, DJ Shipley, I think, and gosh, I can't remember the other guy's name, but you get a firsthand experience of what these guys go through, you know, when they go down to Mexico for ibogaine. I'm in Texas, and just to throw this out there real quick, Governor Abbott and former Governor Perry here just pushed through a bill in Texas to allocate $50 million to ibogaine therapy research here, because they want to get it, you know, legalized. They want to get through the FDA and get it legalized as a legitimate therapy for veterans with PTSD and any other kinds of addictions, because it's working. So I'm just going to throw that out there real quick.
Yeah, that's great. That's a huge step, because, you know, everything to this point, the majority of it has been through private funding and private donations to allow soldiers to go south of the border to get things like stem cell therapy or other types of advanced therapies. And now ibogaine, which really helps with the number one problem of alcoholism, and ibogaine has gained a lot of popularity because it's one of those things. Well, it works, and so Texas being able to step off of what they did, a lot of the, like I said, veteran celebrities that advocate for it. That's the type of good advocacy that veterans can keep doing for each other. This type of stuff, and AFPC Veterans Foundation that Alan has has the platform. So if we get the platform, we're able to do that. And so Alan talks about the AFPC Veterans Foundation. That's one of the things that we get to do. We don't have to do it, we get to do it. So there are a lot of organizations out there nationally that veterans have started that are nonprofit, or they're giving back. Some of them specifically target things like canines for therapy, if you guys know those types of organizations. And some others have organizations where they provide a full retreat for a veteran and his family somewhere in Montana or somewhere where they can go and get some more of that continuing maintenance and care they need to deal with real life. These are all these incredible ventures that veterans or veteran-led organizations have done that all try to create and give veterans more tools or rocks for our rucksack as we're trying to live out these great lives that we get to live. So AFPC Veterans Foundation, well, what is our part in that? One thing we can do really good is we have a lot of great connective tissue. We know a lot of great veteran celebrities and great people to get involved. That's important. But we also have the ability to bring a lot of these efforts together in one type of clearinghouse and to allow those to happen. So as a part of the foundation, we're going to have that and have cadences, whether they're digital forms where we talk about that, and physical places where we do it. It all evolves around just helping veterans and their families and their loved ones after retirement or after service in the military. It's been a joy to work with Alan and get this started. It's been a little bit in the making now, and then once we get going, we have a lot of firepower with us. We have a lot of advantages and a lot of great friends in high places. So we plan to continue to provide platforms and places where veterans can come to talk about and have access and information to these types of therapies or any type of programs that you wouldn't know, that you wouldn't believe you have access to just keep providing those and be a billboard, a lighthouse for that. I know that as a veteran, I like to see stuff like that, and I go and I do watch that kind of stuff online, and I do keep my eye out on organizations that are really there to help veterans. And it's not just nonprofits like Carlos's business. We love to see the for-profit part of it. The entrepreneurial spirit of veterans is huge. Naturally, we're philanthropic in nature because the same DNA that makes us warriors makes us give back, and that's why we get into the nonprofit space. But I'm proud to be a part of AFPC Veterans Foundation, because if you have a good for-profit org, we've found if you have something going good over here on the nonprofit side, those do really well to help each other, and isn't that what it's all about? So we get to just sit here, Anthony and I and Jason here, and Jason Ladd, our other friend, and others, and we just get to keep helping veterans. What a life, huh? We still got a lot to give back, so this is just one way we're doing it, and couldn't be prouder to do this with you, Alan.
Well, and I just want to throw this out. I met Rob and Carlos about 3 or 4 months ago, and I guess we spent maybe an hour together with Carlos, and I was like, we got to do something for vets in this area. Met Rob, and it wasn't a 2-minute conversation after meeting that Stripes stepped up and Carlos stepped up, and now we've got an event for the Fisher House in February, and it's going to be a great event. If we help one person, we have won the battle. And one thing that I did for Carl when I worked with Carl or worked for Carlito and with Jig here is my job was coalition development and outreach. And this core group here and the others in our circle, we can keep building this coalition of veterans and law enforcement and just move in a gaggle and just and help people like us that we love all across the country. Hell, we've been to California, we've been to Texas, we've been to Central Florida, we've been here in North
Arizona.
Florida. Arizona, absolutely. Tombstone, damn, that was hot. But we bring one patriotic group in at a time. Carlos is in, Stripes is in, and in 2 or 3 months, we're going to bring another org in, or another for-profit, Made in America, veteran, or LEO organization. And I might have $5 in my pocket, but if I can put 100 of us together, that's going to give us $500 in our pocket, and that's going to feed somebody. That's going to buy Christmas turkeys for somebody. That's going to keep some of the bitches and heat on in the winter. And I didn't mean to say SOB derogative. I apologize. But we're going to help our brothers and sisters regardless. And that's what I love about this kind of community. And I'll get upset and get emotional, but we're going to keep this rock rolling, and we're not going to gather any moss.
100%. Even here in Florida, between Rob and myself, we're dreaming real big. We have ideas for a nonprofit that we're looking at. And, I've checked with folks like homebase.org, that big nonprofit, and we're looking at non-medicinal methods for helping veterans with PTSD, even TBI. I'm working with cognitive doctors on the side. We're looking at assessing people's brainwaves. So it's cutting edge technology, looking at alpha, deltas, thetas, and seeing where they're at, and then seeing what we can do to remap their brains and get them back to a healthy state without adding medicine. Just because we have a lot of folks in the aviation industry, they don't want to take any type of medication that could jeopardize their employment. So we're looking at that. We're looking at vagus nerve therapy. Again, it's electric. We've even got mobile. I even wear one myself and been working with it. So there's a lot of things that we're seeing we can focus on, and it's going to help veterans. Because you don't think about it. We have all our maintainers and fuels folks that daily are covered in some type of petroleum, whether it's hydraulic fluid, oil, JP8, which is incredibly costly. And the crew that fly gunships, they're exposed to all of that, plus all the cordite, and potentially we're working with the doctors as well to see if there's any blast effects that the gunners may be experiencing from inside the aircraft with that 105 going off. So we've got big dreams. We really want to help people out. And the unfortunate thing, just like you guys talked about, we've lost some of our brethren in the gunship community that we didn't realize we had lost. And I can't emphasize enough that if you're thinking of somebody and wondering how they're doing, give them a call. We had a talk, Robin, we had a talk with another gentleman and one of our gunship brethren who unfortunately took his life. Someone that said they thought about him and now they're regretting and what they had called him, because that could have been the call that prevented him from harming himself. So, folks, check on your brothers, check on your sisters. You never know, a phone call might be the difference, and give them that reassurance that everything's going to be all right.
Yeah, we're going into the holidays too. Holiday season, I know we all get quite a bit more diligent during this time of year, but it needs to be year round, honestly. PTSD doesn't take a break. Doesn't take a break. Well, guys, I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you guys for your service to our country. And just, I'd like to see Red Friday where Americans wear even red on Friday. Get your office going on it. I'm on LinkedIn a lot. And I think I'm hitting close to 19,000 followers, something like that. And I'm really pushing out there to get offices to wear red on Friday, make it a part of their Friday deal. And we're going to keep pushing that. That's why we do the Red Friday podcast and everything. But I want to thank you guys for coming on. Next Friday, Carl, you and Anthony are going to be back with the crew from Fish and Flow. It's going to be a great show. And my gosh, we've got a whole bunch more episodes coming of
We'll show
Red
some
Friday
good
podcast.
sneak previews too on the show. We'll show some nice teasers and stuff. Yeah, it's turning out really great. And it's turning out great because when you're doing it around great friends and great community, the show makes itself. So it really is. Even guys like us can put it together. So very happy to put that on with you.
Robin Carlos from Stripes Bar and Grill. Thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah.
We're going to have you on again, especially as we get closer to that February 20th event that you guys are going to have. We'll have you on closer to that and get the word out to the community on that.
Yeah, they might have something there with Six Gun Cell and having kind of like a freedom jam there. I don't know. They might be onto something. We might be onto something going like a little freedom tour here in Florida. So just keep your ears to the ground.
Love it. Anthony and Jason, guys, appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You got any closing anything?
Yeah, anything from the
Yeah,
Michigander?
Yeah, I did see. Was it JP sent one more recommendation for the brew name, and it was
What is it?
White Phosphorus Caracas.
Oh, Lord.
First,
So I'll
that's a
close
good
with
one.
that.
I totally support that one. Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's funny. And they want coffee in it, right?
Yeah, it's got to have coffee. Yeah, it's for the guys that are down there in that area. Look, they can't touch
Yep.
the white powder, but at least they get coffee beans, right?
Yeah, a little jolt. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming on the Red Friday podcast. And America, we'll see you next Friday. Fish and Flow, be here. See
Thank
guys
you,
later.
America. Remember, everybody deployed.
Yes.
Love you.
God bless.
God bless.